Rhonda, would you like to lead us in prayer?
Well, Proverbs 29:2 says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. So Heavenly Father, we thank you for these who are willing to serve and work for we the people. Father, thank you that you have put them in these positions for such a time as this, specifically to establish your kingdom government on earth. I pray that you give them supernatural wisdom, that they be able to see the future impact of the decisions they make for we the people of Madison County. I pray that their decisions always lead us to having the days of heaven on earth. I decree that no weapon formed against them shall prosper, and every tongue which rises up against them they shall put down. God bless Madison County exceedingly beyond all that we can ask, hope, or think. God bless America as we make America godly again. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Rhonda.
Okay, let's call the meeting to order at 9:33, Michele. May I have a roll call? Fitch? Here. Stancil? Here. Hobbs? Here. All right, the review of the agenda, did anyone have any conflict of interest with anything? Seeing none, we'll move on. The consent agenda, I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda and the letter of approval for, Earlham.
I so move. Jess, this is where you would second.
I'll second it.
Oh, okay. So after the consent agenda?
Nope, during.
Okay, so, thank you for reminding me. I knew I told you to do that for me. I forget. I'm wondering if we should amend the agenda so we can add our meetings for the budget. Here, set meetings for the budget.
Well, today,
Yeah, rather than waiting to the 14th since we're behind already because,
I don't think they have any budget sheets out. I mean, can we set them up?
we can set up, what I was thinking is we could, maybe have the initial work session, we can look at the old budget that we had from this year, and then you and, we all can have our discussion.
And we need to do that at a meeting.
And we need to do that in a meeting.
Yeah, that's fine. We can add that to that. So let's make a motion to add that.
Under new business,
I would do it under the consent agenda and amend it to add it in.
no, we wanna amend the agenda.
Yes.
To add to the agenda, so we're
Yes.
setting meetings, so that would be under the consent.
All right, put it under new business then.
Yeah. So, I move that we amend the agenda under new business to add discussion, and set meetings for budget.
I'll second. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Okay, motion carried. So
So we
we're
have a-
still have the consent agenda on the floor. Heather made a motion. Jess, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Alright. Is there any public comment at this time? Any public comment on the phone? Seeing none, we'll move on. Resolutions for board consideration, making organizational appointments for County Board of Supervisors. This is going to be choosing our chair, vice chair, and supervisor.
And isn't there, and I'm sorry, I'm still frozen on the board packet, so I can't. Okay, thank you. So we put the chairman, vice chairman, and then we pick Jess, just for your knowledge, we assign one of us to oversight the various buildings. Obviously, the decision is made as a board, but we provide oversight. So this is where we would choose that. So we have, the first one is the general supervision of the courthouse, the annex, which is this building, and Monument Park buildings and grounds, and that's just east of here. Next one is the human services building. Is that public health? Is that what we call public health?
Yeah, but, don't you need to establish your chair and vice chair?
Yeah, I'm
first?
just going through it so she knows what it is before we.
Oh, all right.
And then we have the local emergency planning committee, and then the general supervision of ambulance and grounds. So this is usually where we do this, Jess, and then after that, we decide who we want on the various different boards that we represent.
Okay.
So how do you wanna start this thing?
Well, we are all on the assessors conference board, Jess, and county local emergency planning committee, that's,
I'll
Yep.
get you copies.
Okay.
Each be a copy for everybody, just since you have it.
Oh, the paper copy of that, yeah, that would be great, thank you.
I
county.
thought we were nominating chair first.
We should,
That's fine, we can do that
I think
first.
we should. Okay, let's nominate the chair and vice chair.
I make a motion to nominate Heather Stancil for chair.
I'm second that motion.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Diane.
Thank you.
Okay, you wanna assume the meeting?
Well, you know, if you're okay continuing, I'm okay with that.
Now appointing the Boyd County representation to boards and committees.
Is there another copy going
Yeah, I think there's.
Do we need,
Here, okay.
Michele, do we need to do the rest of that
Yes,
resolution
so
on
the
there?
way it would work is you're gonna fill in all of these assignments first. And then you'll go ahead and we'll approve this resolution in total. Then we're gonna move on to,
Boards and
B is the board's, your representation on different commissions and groups. Then you will go to, the rest is just really acting as a unit, et cetera. So,
And thank you for doing that, I feel like I'm flying blind because my computer's frozen, so I appreciate you doing that, so.
on? I have a copy of the boards my own, but it'd be great if we were working from the same one in the same order. Do you have another one of those by chance?
This one here. Okay, why don't you give that to her, and I'll need a copy of that.
okay, and just please, don't write on it.
I won't.
Thank you.
So, the next one, I think we have to pick the vice chair, right?
You're both vice chairs, two vice chairs.
Oh, two vice chairs, oh,
Mhm.
okay, all right. So that's by default, it's Diane and Jess.
Correct.
So make a motion to
Nope.
nominate us to vice chair?
No,
or
you're
you
just gonna tell
nominate?
me what to write in.
Okay.
And there's no motions involved.
So it's just,
So in lieu of Heather's absence, Jessica and I will be vice chair,
That is
or
correct.
one or the other, okay? All right, so let's just start going down, for the appointing county representation of boards and committees.
we have to pick the building oversight.
Okay, first.
So the first one, I'll, if I can be of help, the general supervision of the courthouse, the annex, monumental park buildings and grounds, that's one part. Okay, so
So,
Would this just be easier to take it from this and take
No,
the
this is
board?
This is different,
resolution.
this is still a resolution.
we're still on the original resolution, it has the chair, the vice chair, and then the oversight of the buildings.
Right now, you're just doing, like, for instance, this year, you were in charge of the courthouse, Phil was in charge of the annex, you were public health, I believe.
I was public health, or, no,
You were the ambulance.
Ambulance,
and I was
excuse me.
public health.
I would entertain leaving it.
So,
Well, so
So
you
you're the-
stay with the courthouse and the,
No, you have the courthouse and annex. But we're done with it,
I had the public health,
yeah.
and then Phil had EMS. So,
No, I
Just-
had EMS. Oh, yeah, that's different, you got it,
Yeah.
okay.
so
All right, so
Jess,
Jess can take,
do you wanna be the oversight of the EMS building, you okay with that?
Yes.
Okay, and then, so I would just stay public health, Diane, and you would stay
Yeah.
courthouse, are you okay with that?
I'm okay with that.
Okay, so you got all that?
and repeat for clarification.
Courthouse
So
and
Jessica Hobbs is going to be in charge of the ambulance building and grounds. we're gonna keep the courthouse annex and monumental park. Is that right, Diane?
Well, yes, yes.
And then you are taking,
Well, I was never annexed.
nope, I don't know,
I've never
Who was
been
annexed?
Phil,
Phil was
that
annexed.
this is exactly what we did this is from last year, so if we need to change it now, so time to do it.
So,
I can do, it's okay, I can do the courthouse annex and monument park, that's all right. You don't have to change it.
well, there's not gonna be as much work on the courthouse now.
No, so I can, that's right, it's done. Yeah, okay, I'll do, yeah, leave
Maybe
it.
that's why Phil kinda took over the annex, Diane, because you had your hands full with the courthouse.
Yeah, this'll be okay,
Are you okay with that?
sure,
Okay.
sure.
If there's a problem, we can always change it up.
Or somebody can help,
And
yeah.
then you've got the general supervision of human services buildings and grounds. And then I'm assuming local emergency planning committee. That was on here as well.
That was, Jess, since you're over EMS, did you wanna do
Is
that?
that deal? I don't know what that is.
To me, I think that's the elderly services
Oh,
building.
it is.
Oh, that's the elderly
Oh.
services building?
Yeah, so that would
I
be,
can't speak to the terminology that's been used
Yeah.
in the past.
That would
Should
not
we,
be
well,
us.
should we, going forward, should we change it?
yeah,
Cause it's not technically the EMS building,
no, it is
or
not.
EMA building.
It's not an emergency, it's the,
And I'm trying to pull all this stuff up on my phone.
and where is it
so-
even, this was Phil's board.
Okay, it's not a board,
Or
it's
it's
the
a-
facilities,
yes,
you're
the
talking about the
facility.
facilities.
But what facility is it?
It's the elderly services building?
Cause it used to be the EMA building, or used to be.
So it's the, meal site.
Used to be all of that.
That's
John
not,
Wayne.
yeah, that one, that's not hard, that's a fun one, we could do that.
Are you okay with that?
You okay with that? Alright.
Okay.
Okay,
So
that
I
would
have
be
public
this-
health and the elderly services building.
I have public health.
Okay,
I have public health, you have the current new ambulance building,
oh, okay,
and
new
then you
ambulance.
have the elderly services building, which used to be the old ambulance.
Let's change that, let's call that the,
Elderly services.
yes, what it's really called.
Mm-hmm, I agree.
I agree with that too,
So Michele, you can put that correct, because that's confusing.
So what does that entail? I'm the point of contact if there's a facility need and if Chip needs something or any,
If they need input from a supervisor, they go to whoever's assigned,
okay,
and then obviously we can't make a decision on our own, it has to go to the board.
mhm,
But like say, hey, this flower pot's broken, is it okay to order something? That kind of stuff,
okay.
regular maintenance stuff if they have questions, but if it's something to where we have to make a decision or purchase something, or if it's a major thing, then we have to have it before the
Is
board.
there a threshold of spending?
Well,
That we do here too?
If it would be something like, they smell sewer gas and you have to evacuate, they're gonna call you and they're gonna say, get out.
Get somebody there.
You don't need us to ask you, just get out, yeah.
Okay,
So it's just,
use my discretion.
yeah,
Okay.
if it's a big expenditure, you need to take it to a meeting, but it's,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
you'll figure that out. All right, so we have
So you
those,
you need to make a motion
yes,
to approve this agenda.
I would entertain a motion to approve this.
So, if you're okay, Diane, would you mind reading it, so we have, because we had a lot of crosstalk, I just wanna make sure we're all listening.
Alright, be it hereby resolved by the Madison County Supervisors that during the calendar year of 2025, the following organizational appointments be made. Chairman, Board of Supervisors Heather Stancil, Vice Chairman, Board of Supervisors Diane Fitch and Jessica Hobbs. General Supervision of Courthouse, Annex, and Monumental Park Buildings and Grounds, Diane Fitch. General Supervision of Human Services Buildings and Grounds, Heather Stancil. Elderly Services Building, Jessica Hobbs. General Supervision of Ambulance Building and Grounds, Jessica Hobbs.
Everything agree with that?
Yes, we had a motion, and do we have a second?
I'll second.
Who was the first motion for? Just you had a motion to.
No, but I can't,
All right,
I'll make the motion.
all right, do I hear a second?
Second.
Is there any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, now we're appointing county representation to boards and committees.
So I apologize, I was able to pull everything up on my phone, so, that's why I have my phone out, just so everybody knows, cause my computer's frozen. So I think, Diane, on this, I would be willing to mix things up a little bit, rather than having Jess just take over what Phil has. I would like to go through each one and talk about it.
I think that's imperative. New leadership, we need to have a fresh look and make sure it makes sense.
So Diane, you had mentioned earlier, all in the assessors conference board. Did
We're
you,
along that.
all are on that,
Yeah.
did we wanna explain to Jess what that is and what it entails?
I would think, you have Jessica here. I would have Jessica explain it.
The conference board oversees the assessor's budget. The supervisors are one of 3 units on that board. So we have school board members and mayors as well.
Assessors is their own board.
Got it.
And we have one vote.
One for the three, one for all supervisors.
Right, so, so if 2 of us say yes and the other one says no, then the vote of that unit is a yes.
Okay.
And this opposite is true, 2 vote no, so then that vote is a, and then, you would have to have 2 units to agree in order for something to pass. So it's different, and then they have their own budget too, that all units decide on.
Okay.
And hiring, firing, if necessary, like when she came on, we had to vote as a board to hire Jessica as our new assessor.
So when are the assessor board meetings?
In the winter.
In the winter, just, they'll be assigned, they'll.
Yeah, budget time.
Okay.
So they're coming up
Yeah,
soon.
we'll probably go like February.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think she sent you all the information. You should have it. You'll have to give that to
I
her.
did send a handbook.
Yeah, I have a handbook.
All right, so we're all on the assessor, so now we'll go to aging resources.
So aging resources, that was on, so Phil's boards, just for your own identification, Jess, was the.
I have a list.
Oh, you have a list? Okay.
11.
Oh, okay. So the aging resources, what I would like to take of Phil's, is the Covered Bridge Preservation Board and the Madison County Development Alliance Group. I'd like to take those.
The development group?
The Madison County Development Alliance Group, basically yeah.
Well, it says Madison County Development Group. Are you, is
Oh,
that?
I'm sorry, I pulled this off of
All
the
right.
website that was under Phil's name.
Yeah, the website and then this other list aren't matching.
So you want those two?
Yeah, I would like those two. And then Jess, which ones or one did you want?
The remaining that Phil was on, I had my eye on some other ones, but
Did you want?
I don't have a burning passion for any of the ones remaining. Doesn't mean I won't do them.
Okay. So, well, why don't I just say what I would like of all the boards, and then you guys we can just do it, we can discuss amongst ourselves. So, of the other ones I would like is, I would like the CICS, Central Iowa Community Services. I would like the.
Where are you seeing CICS?
Again, I pulled this off the website, Central Iowa.
Would you have the list? Can't you go off of this, cause since we are,
She had to give it to me.
The CICS is the 3rd one down from the top.
okay, Central Iowa Committee Services,
Yeah.
okay, any other ones? that-
So, that's the one I'd like, and then the other ones I'd like to stay on the MPO because I like finding out about grants that we can get for roads and bridges. I would like to stay on Iowa workforce unless one of you have burning passion to take that one.
I've been on it.
And then I'd like to remain on the Natura as well, again, unless either one of you have a burning passion for that. Now the other things I wanted to mention is on the website, it has, the Madison County Multi-Purpose Center Advisory Board, that's basically Natura. So
Yeah.
I don't, we could probably X that off as.
I think you should, cause you don't have meetings out there.
No.
Never have.
We're removing that.
Do you go out there though?
I do
used
go
to.
out there.
Okay, yeah, I would
So,
take that.
unless you wanna do
No.
Natura, Diane?
I don't,
Okay.
I have enough.
And then the Iowa Heartland, they have never met.
No, and I think that should go off.
Yeah, I think we can cross that off as not active. So that gives me, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So,
Okay.
Jess, you said you had your eye on other things, what were you wanting?
Yeah, I am interested in the county local emergency planning committee
Okay.
and county resource enhancement and protection.
REAP is something I think we should cross off. It's never met. REAP is money that SWCDs would gather applications. They send those applications to the state obligates money. We have never ever met.
Well,
And-
actually, no, we have to meet, because if we wanna, I spoke to the DNR
But
this
the
week.
money, the county doesn't get REAP money. The SWCD gets the REAP money.
Okay.
Counties can't get REAP money.
The members of the county, the different boards do, like the conservation board gets it. We have to have a committee that meets. We have to have a committee that meets in order for us to continue to get REAP money, because I spoke to the DNR and I've talked back and forth with Steve too, but unfortunately he had a family issue this week, so, I figure we'll talk about it a little bit more next week, but,
So we
going
haven't
forward-
been getting money, but we could be if
we
we
could be
had.
getting money, we're actually leaving money on the table, our members are leaving money on the table because they've never applied. Like, for instance, the city and the, what's the other one? City and roads, actually, the,
Government can't get REAP, can they,
The-
right? Never could. They can't get REAP.
the roadside vegetation, and that's what I have to find out more
But
about.
then you have to have a roadside visitation manager.
I don't really know that. So what I want to find, I'm not saying I just don't wanna let it go at this point, because I'm concerned that we're leaving money on the table based on who I talked to, Michele Wilson, I think. She said that, there's a lot of things we have not applied for, and we haven't for quite some time. So I'd like to,
Well, if Jess wants it, let's move
would
on.
you be willing to
You can
dig
have
into
it.
that a little
Sure.
bit?
Yes, but you said REAP versus which one is this?
The regional.
Oh, county resource enhancement.
Yeah,
Got
that
it.
is
Yeah.
basically reading.
So I can vet that further and try to find out more information.
Yeah, and if it turns out that we don't need it, because my main concern, Jess, and I know this is since you live in Winterset, they said not a single municipality in our county has ever applied for it, even though they could qualify for it. So they may not even be aware that they can be eligible, so, that might be something you wanna bring up. What else did you want?
The emergency management commission.
No, I'm gonna keep that. I've been on that a long time.
Well, I think it's good to mix
But I think
things
it's
up.
good that you have very good rapport and you get along with them too.
Well, I think especially since she's gonna be over the building, I think it's important that we have different viewpoints, and especially since these folks meet in Winterset, and she lives in Winterset, everything that's gonna be going on.
Well, that's kind of the initial thought I was taking, looking at who meets in Winterset and the more Winterset focus.
This is a night meeting. Okay, take it.
Well, if you have a burning passion and feel like you're in a good spot with it, I don't want to take it from you.
It's all right.
What else would you like, Jess?
And just throwing ideas out, county courthouse security committee and county safety committee.
I'd be happy to hand those over to you.
Okay.
So.
And I didn't know, the one that I didn't mention, decategorization governance board? Is that,
Okay,
is
so.
that real?
We asked Phil about that at our last meeting. It meets quarterly, according to my notes from him.
It does.
And there's not a lot of stuff they can do, there's not a lot of, cause it's based on funding. So basically, it's for child welfare. So,
Okay.
if you,
And that's being changed so much that I don't know what the future holds.
if you want to, take that and dig into it, see if it's something that's valid, are you willing to do that?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. So how much?
So that would give me 6,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay.
Well-
And this is not including the assessor.
Correct.
Because we're all on that together. So I have 6, you have, if this is how we end up. So Diane, that would keep you on 5th judicial, you'd say?
No, that's gone.
Oh, that's gone?
It's gone. We have no voice in 5th Judicial. It
So
would
you're not
keep
required to
me,
meet, we're not required to meet anymore?
no, because we have absolutely no voice. It's all under the Department of Correction.
So supervisors are not even,
No, because we have
Supposed to
0 voice. We're not even basically invited. They put it under the Department of Corrections.
oh, wow. So. they
That's why I
even
don't
have-
report
they don't
on
even
it
let you know
anymore.
about meetings or anything?
No, because there's no one goes anymore because we can't make any decisions.
Wow.
So I still have, county local emergency planning, Jess took REAP and then the other, I have North and Middle River Watershed, Greater Madison County Foundation, which I never attend. I do ride with, Ryan, so I do know everything.
So the watershed one, I didn't have that, was not.
It's North and Middle River.
Okay, that's right, that's new.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Madison County Greater Foundation, CCOG, which I think will stay on until, and see what happens. I have a meeting Tuesday because their director died. Landfill I'll keep. Opioid Task Force, Opioid Task Force, we'll meet the 16th. And I do attend Madison County Preservation Committee and they asked me to stay on, but we have no voice, we just have a seat at the table.
Madison County, which one?
Preservation Committee. I only went to it because I was doing the courthouse, and I still go because I learn a lot, but we don't have a voice or a vote, but I'll stay on it because they asked me to.
Okay, so that's like the historic.
Yes, all the historic,
So
all
you're
the
not a
history.
voting member, you just attend?
Yeah, you just attend, just like public health, we're not a
Okay.
voting
Oh,
member.
okay.
We don't really, we have a seat at the table.
Okay, but it's not something you're required, like these boards are the ones that are kind of
Yeah.
required.
I just go to this, and I think it's nice to put it on there so we know. Not that you don't have a voice, but it's nice to know what's going on.
Okay.
And those are mine.
How many is that, Diane?
One,
So we also have to fill
2,
Aging Resources of Iowa
3,
and
4,
HERDA.
5, 6 real ones, so we all have about 6.
So we're all at 6 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Aging resources, like mine.
Aging Resources was one of Phil's,
Yeah.
and.
And that's a quarterly, wasn't it?
That's quarterly, and then the Heart of, HERDA is one of Phil's.
HERDA is really just the city of Winterset mostly.
Well, I think Diane, so we have, because the county taxpayers pay for it, I think it'd be good to have someone on there that had a different voice other than, no offense, Jess, outside of Winterset. Would you be willing to take that one?
Me? Sure.
So of the ones that were required to be on, for Diane, for me, I have Covered Bridge Preservation Board, Madison County Development Alliance Group, CICS, Metropolitan Planning Organization, Iowa Workforce, and Natura. And then Jess, which ones did you have again? Is that you had REAP, the Decategorization Governance Board, those two you said you're gonna look into, kind of dig in as to how they're valid.
County local
The-
emergency planning.
emergency planning, REAP, and then emergency management commission. And then Diane, you had, you said SICOG, and you had the landfill. And you said the community foundation, and you said fifth judicial's going away, should we cross that off?
It's not on this
It's not
one,
on
because
here.
we took it off, because.
Okay, okay, so, and then the HERDA, and then aging resources. Did you wanna dig into aging resources and see what kind of meetings they have? Did you wanna do that, Diane, and figure out what's going on there? Because, I remember getting an email from, Tammy that they're concerned about the cost of stuff is continuing to go up. So we're gonna have to look at that, and I wanna get a handle on that. So where are we still blank?
I thought, assessors conference board.
Well, we're all
for
on it.
We're all,
You on that, exactly, I'm just trying to remember this. AG Resources, Diane. Central Iowa Community Service, yes, you said you wanted to be on that?
yep.
County Covered Bridge Preservation, Heather. DCAT is gonna be Jessica. HERTA is Diane. MCDG, I heard Heather at one point.
Yes.
Then we've got, let me just make sure. The local emergency planning committee is Diane. REAP is Jessica.
The emergency planning was Jess.
Okay. REAP is Jess. Emergency Management Commission is Jess. The watershed is Diane. The Greater Madison County Community Foundation.
That was Diane. Again, Jess, no offense. I think it's good to have someone outside of Winterset, making sure that they're represented.
Yeah,
CCOG,
That's me, and we'll see what that future is.
landfill Diane, opioid task force Diane. I've got the county courthouse security committee.
That's Jess.
County safety committee.
Now, NPO, you just have a seat at the table.
Yeah, we're not a voting, and normally, I basically sit mute most of the time. The only reason I attend is because they talk about grants that I can know about, and I make sure
Is Heather?
our engineer has that information, yes. Unless Diane, you want that, because you already have several already.
You can have it.
Natura,
Now, sure, public heard, why do we have both?
Well, no, so
So
the
we took off
multipurpose-
the Mature Action Agency Board, we took that off,
No,
correct?
we took off the multi-purpose center advisory board because it's
And
redundant.
And then you're gonna keep Mature.
Yeah, and I'm keeping it.
Iowa Workforce Development, and that is Heather as well. And your counts then become, accepting out the assessors conference board is Diane, 1, 2, 8, Heather. Six, Jess. 6.
So Diane,
That's a lot for Jeff, no, don't, I can keep it, cause I've been here a long
you
time.
okay with 8?
I'm okay with it, and because I I'm retired, so I'm okay with this.
I appreciate
And
that.
Thank
Jess,
you.
I mean,
I appreciate that,
I
I
do
just didn't wanna,
because, this will overwhelm you.
Yeah, so if we need to make adjustments, we
Yeah,
can
we
in the
can.
future, and if you need help,
And I've always had quite a few because I'm retired, so it's, I
I
just
just need a chance to get my feet on.
Yes, you can get
And
your
I did
feet wet.
correct that.
Yes.
Thank you.
That was 5 without the assessor's board, so you're at 5.
Oh, I'm just at 5.
Yeah, but that's gonna be enough for now. You'll
sure,
get more.
Diane, we can give her one more.
I show 6.
Yeah, I think she has plenty of
Okay.
six.
Maybe I counted.
Decategorization,
One,
county local
two.
emergency planning, REAP, emergency management commission, courthouse security committee,
Oh, it's
County. County safety committee.
That's a lot, really.
Well, the safety committee only meets once a quarter.
And
The
the
security
DCAT.
committee meets maybe once or twice a year, depends on the judge calling it. And so those won't be very often.
That's enough for the first time.
Are you sure, Diane?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I'd tell you if I wasn't. I'm
Okay.
okay with them.
Okay.
All right, do I have a motion on the floor to approve these as written?
I do have one final question, if you'll indulge. Could you read off exactly the ones we are eliminating? Make sure we call them.
Iowa Heartland, RC&D, Madison County Multi-Purpose Center Advisory Board. And the addition would be, I didn't, the opioid task force, which was previously last year.
Okay. All right, I move we approve, the county representation to boards and committees.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All right, is there any more discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, we have a resolution, Jess, that requires us to act as a unit in the supervision of county business. So,
As opposed to not
Individually.
acting.
So like, say for instance, we needed to close a building, or the building was dangerous, okay? You can make it, if it's dangerous, you can make an initial decision, but we have to meet as a board to meet an official. Or if we have, someone wants the county to do something, we can't just tell them, yeah, sure, go ahead, we'll do it for you. We have to meet as a board. Same thing with, if we have issues with anything else, either members of the public, employees, staffing, spending money, not spending money, everything has to come, basically, we're the head, it's not individuals, so we have to be very careful on that.
you can't just go say, somebody comes up to you and says, I'd like a new truck for the secondary roads, and you say, okay, you can't do it. But if they came up, a couple of years ago, there was a horrible, horrible smell in the courthouse. I mean, terrible. And I just said, go home, and we shut everything down until the city could figure out what that horrible smell was. We didn't want it to be sewer, yes. But if it's an emergency, like
Yeah,
something,
something like that.
yeah,
But
then
you
you
need
might
to circle
have,
back and formalize it.
and then formalize it.
Gotcha.
yes.
But yeah, that's about it, so.
So do I have a motion to, approve this?
I move we approve a resolution, requiring the board to act in unit in the supervision of county business.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Approving designation of Winterset Madisonian as official newspaper for county business. You have to pick the paper with the most circulation, Jess, and that has the most circulation, so that's just a requirement, and we have to approve that officially.
As long as it's not the Des Moines Register, I'm good.
Okay, do I hear a motion to approve the designation of Winterset Madisonian as the official newspaper for the county business?
I so move.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. All right, motion to approve new application for annual liquor and wine license for Duran Wine LLC, DBA Madison County Winery, located on 321 St. Charles Road. That has changed hands. So do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Do I hear any more discussion? All right, all in favor say aye.
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 Motion, any nays? Motion carried.
Has it already changed hands, it's finalized, or is that something that's coming?
I don't know, I don't know if it's done. Ryan might know, is it done? I don't know. All right, is there any board member reports?
Nothing since last time.
Oh yeah, just a moment. I've been dealing with fencing issues, and I think maybe we've resolved it.
Fencing for what?
Oh, just a fencing dispute.
Oh.
And I think we've got it, I don't know. It's a civil matter, we did talk to the attorney, but it's a right-hand rule. It's just, it is what
Code
it
is
is.
pretty clear.
It's pretty clear. But people don't want to be clear. That's all I've really done. Is there any old business? Any new business? Now let's amend to set the budget.
Set the budget. So Diane, you had, at this point, you know, we didn't have, month end done. I don't know, okay, she's not here. We didn't have month end done, so we're still waiting to finalize year end stuff. We can't get our department heads, budgets until they know exactly what's been spent thus far and all that kind of stuff. So, I did speak to Amanda before Christmas, and, she'll be working with our new auditor and solutions to figure out what's going on and what the issue is. So, what I wanted to have a discussion on is, do we as a board wanna at least go through, cause we have last year's budget. Do we wanna go through there and see what we would like to potentially go to each department head and ask them to look at, review, that kind of stuff, or do we wanna just wait?
Well,
I'd like to start working on it so we can get a game plan as a board.
the prices have changed so that we can look at the old one, but, we left that big cushion in the assessors, and they needed all that because the prices have gone up so high that you can look at the old, but we can't really contemplate what the new will be.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is that because of that, we need to start looking at where we can cut. Especially since there is a lot of movement in the legislature right now to make it a flat 2% cap. And that makes me very nervous. So I would like to start when we kind of roll up our sleeves and sharpen our pencils and figure out what areas we need to look at to potentially cut. So we're prepared for that. We need to be able to function as a county, but we also need to realize that we cannot keep raising taxes like we have been. Cause we're gonna be forced to not to. So we need to make some tough decisions. So I just that's the first thing I wanted to ask, what you guys thought about that. It's just kind of sitting down just as a board to go over our old budget and discuss.
When does the
areas
budget have to be finalized?
April, but there's a lot of things that have to happen before that. There has to be public notices, there has to be hearings. So there's a lot of steps, and we're not the only county in this boat. There's a lot of counties that use solutions that are in the same boat. So in fact, it's so bad, you weren't here at the last meeting, but it's so bad that ISAC actually is putting together an RFP to put it out to bid for a company to provide that service, with ISAC being the back end support in case something's go awry, because it's such a problem. And I told you this at our last meeting, that Jess, I spoke to the Boone County auditor. They can't do their budget because they can't finalize stuff either. So I don't know there's 45 counties that use solutions, I don't know how many of them are impacted, but it's significant enough to where ISAC, Iowa State Association of Counties, is actually looking at it. So I don't wanna be behind the 8 ball to where we're making rush decisions because we don't have enough time. So I thought maybe we can meet as a board, kind of look over our current budget where can we cut if we had to in order to provide the necessary, funding for any increases that our departments are having? Cause there are certain things that we have to purchase, we have no choice. So,
But if you get your fund balance down too low, then he can't get his federal and state funding, correct? You have to keep your fund balance, we do, or you won't.
no. He gets road use tax and you get a percentage of the increased assessed value.
Yes, yeah, it has to stay within, a margin, not to expand this discussion maybe another time.
Right.
But it does, what you do affect overall does adjust that. So you need to be aware of,
Correct.
and I think you are.
So we have to have the appropriate fund balances. And we obviously have to have a cash flow fund balance in there. This is specifically about, raising property taxes. If we're gonna have a cap from the legislature, we're gonna have no choice. Because to your point, we have all these things where costs are going up, we are gonna have to pay for that, we have no choice. That means we have to cut elsewhere in order to stay under, I'm assuming, the legislature's gonna put the cap in, so we stay under that.
All right, let's set up the meetings.
So, what does your schedule look like, Jess, because, what looks good for you?
Well, best case scenario for me, I guess, would work if we could potentially piggyback and when we have another public meeting, do it that afternoon, possibly.
Oh, you mean if on a regular meeting, you wanna do it in between or early
Well,
morning or something?
our next meeting isn't until the 14th.
So that's probably
Too
too
long.
So what
So
about,
later in the day, the better for me,
what about, Diane, what about Tuesday?
the 7th.
Well,
I was
I'm
thinking you
s-
had some vendor presentations.
Well, that was gonna be my second topic I wanted to talk about.
I have CCOG at 1 Tuesday, and I'm supposed to ride around with Mitch so he can learn to meet people. But now that is no longer my board, so we might have to change that with Jess.
Which board was that?
Emergency management.
Okay.
I can still probably take Mitch around, it doesn't matter, cause I
I think
grew up here.
Yeah,
I
that would
can
be
do
good. But
Tuesday's really bad for me, cause I can do it, but
Tuesday afternoon,
Yeah, could you do later in the afternoon?
no, I'm at CCOG.
Okay.
Oh, I'm 4?
but didn't you say you didn't know about Chicago?
Well, we have to go, we don't have to pay dues, we'll just see we have to make decisions and hire a new person.
Oh,
So I'll go, I'm gonna go to the meeting and see the future.
okay. How often do they meet?
Once a month,
Oh, once a month, so this is their only,
yeah,
okay.
and then we'll determine.
So, Jess, you prefer afternoons, that's fine, what other afternoons would work for you? Next week.
Would Monday the 6th work? Made it as late as possible.
This Monday the 6th?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
How about, can you go 3:30?
Yeah, I can do that.
3:30. Do you have something on Monday, Diane? You have to be up.
No, I always work Mondays, 12 to 4, I always have.
Okay.
And,
Well, you can have a meeting during that time, right?
yeah, I'll make it work, but she wanted the late in the day, she
Okay,
couldn't.
3:30, you said that, is that Jess?
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't we, do that initially, and so, and then we see where we're at? Is that be okay with you, Diane?
Yeah, then you might wanna go, and then you wanna set one up for Thursday? Or do you think that just go
This,
from there?
next Thursday,
The 9th?
the 9th?
If we do one the 6th, we'll see, well, probably we can
I can
determine
do-
then,
Well,
maybe.
I can't do that.
you can't do
Okay.
9, okay, I can't do 8th,
Let's just go the 6th and then we'll determine from there.
what about the 10th?
10th is a Friday?
I know you're not here normally on Fridays.
that brings up another topic on your schedules.
What about the 10th? Does that work for you, Diane, or no? I mean, we could always do the 8th in the afternoon, I'll just stay for the Board of Health meeting. So, how about the 8th for you, Jess? Does that work for you? In the afternoon?
At like 4? Would 4 work on the date?
You do 4.
That's all right, that's on a
Hey,
Wednesday.
Diane, the meeting with SciComm, it's at 1 o'clock. How long does it usually go?
Oh, it'll be probably 2.5 hours this time, because we all need to make a lot of decisions.
Okay.
And there's a lot of money out there that people need, so.
Okay.
Wednesdays and Thursdays are a little tougher for me.
Okay.
So
So
no,
why
Wednesday
don't
the 8th is off.
Yeah, so,
Again, let's go back to, how about if we just stay at the 6th and see how it goes, and then we can determine.
okay.
And then schedule that day.
Yeah, and then we'll schedule that
And I'll
date.
know more about my calendar
Yeah.
then too.
That'll give you a chance to figure, okay, so let's just go that date, and then
Okay.
you'll get used to it.
Okay.
Alright.
So, the other thing I wanted to talk about, and we can either do this during a budget meeting, or we can do it during a regular meeting. There's 2 entities that, I wanted to invite to give a presentation to the board, because it is a potential to save us some money. So I wanted to look at these entities and see what you all thought. The first one is, an entity that I met at an ISAC conference. They do, grant writing, and they do grant research. So,
So you wanna get rid of CCOG, use grant writing, but if you
right,
dig hard into this, because grant writers, private sector grant writers won't write a grant for less than 5%. And they're not going to take some of these smaller grants that CCOG will write.
so I'm not interested in small grants, I want big grants. Our counties our size, we should be getting $1 million a year. So we've used CCOG for quite some time since I've been here, and they have not gotten anything for us as a county.
Well, we
And
got,
that's concerning, because we spend anywhere from, I think it's 15,000 now, but prior to that was like 9 or 10 every year, and we don't get any return for that.
I think we got, what, 300,000 for the courthouse, for 12,000, it's not, a year isn't a real bad return.
Well, how long ago was that?
I don't know, we need to apply, if we don't apply for them, the county,
Well,
we
that's
probably
my
won't get
concern,
them.
is that we should be getting grants regularly. And, I'm concerned that we're not, we have stuff being left on the table. So, we pay that money, Diane, every year, and then they also take a portion of the grants that pay them as well. So, I would rather have somebody, pay somebody the initial starting fee. It doesn't have to be this company, it can be any other company, but starting fee, and then going forward, their fee is paid out of the grant. We don't have any more ongoing annual fees. They don't get paid unless they win a grant. And I think that's a motivator for a company to provide that service. So that's the one company. The other one is, ISAC has, it's called a IT assessment. What they do is they go over your entire network, and they meet with each department head, and they basically, see if there's any gaps in your network, any problems in your network. They give recommendations on how to improve it, any kind of, things that we should put, in the budget to get. So what I like, and they've done this for other counties, Madison County they have not done it for, I think they've done it for half our other counties. And I really think there's a value to having a third party come in there that has no skin in the game, so to speak, to where they can give an evaluation and we have, that kind of oversight. So, I would like to have them come in and do a presentation on that, because there are some concerns that I have from an IT perspective. I really would like to have some more diversity I really would like to have something to where, if Jen's not available, we have somebody we can contact, and handle things in her absence. So those are the two, major, gaps I saw when I came in, as an IT professional. So this is something I'd like to have them come and kind of just give a presentation to the board, so the board can consider if this is something they think is of value. So, obviously that's a cost, but I think it's a valid cost if it ends up protecting our network. There is things going on right now, bad parties are targeting governments, especially smaller governments, local governments, because they know we do not have the same resilience as the state or federal. And I'm really concerned about that, because if we lose our computers, as we, just this morning, it's hard for us to function. So I wanted to make sure that we have that amount of third party coming in and look at that. So, since we do not have a dedicated, cybersecurity professional, I would like to have that. So, those are two presentations I'd like to come in. We have to figure out a way to lower property taxes. We have to figure out a way to do it without compromising county services. And we need to start thinking outside the box. We can't keep doing what we've always done. The people expect different. So.
Okay, sounds like you've got it planned, so.
Well, we need to have it scheduled, and, I mean, I thought Tuesday would be a great day, but then, we're meeting with SciComm, and I don't want to interfere with that, so,
But you're just scheduling a budget work session.
we're just,
aren't you?
budget
That's
work
different.
sessions, but this is gonna be part of a work session, because we're gonna be considering it. So, Jess, does Tuesday morning not work for you at all?
I could do Tuesday morning at 10 or after.
10 or
I
after?
can make that work.
Or can you, yeah, and I can do it as early as anytime.
I'm not available 8 to 10 for my other job.
So,
Are you available like 7?
How long would we need?
well,
I
each
have a
meeting's gonna be
meeting.
about an hour, Diane, so that's good.
Yeah.
So what about? on
Tuesday the
Monday?
7th, how about, what did you say?
What about we just do it earlier on Monday? I mean, I don't know if they could come that soon, to be honest with you, I'd have to ask them. But how does your Monday look, Jess?
I can just take that afternoon off if I need to just, so we can hit all of this, if that works for both of you.
Okay.
So do it Monday at 2 or whenever, or 1, or I don't care.
2-1, okay.
And what is this company?
Well, what I need to do is I need to confirm that they can make it on Monday. The other option is we can push it, and I can have them come the following Monday, or the following Tuesday afternoon. So,
Just, why don't you just find out what you can do and then have Michele send it to us and we'll see who can come.
okay,
Cause you don't even know if they can come.
right. So, can I get a couple days and times that work for you guys?
Monday the 6th,
Monday the 6th.
and from 12 to 4 is fine,
Okay.
because we're doing budgets at 3:30. So then, Tuesday in the morning, you can do it.
Okay.
Oh, but that didn't work for Jess, did
Yeah,
it?
that doesn't work for
It has to be
us.
late morning for her.
Yeah.
The 8th is Wednesday.
Yeah, but January 14th, I could do 10 or after.
Well, the 14th is our regular meeting.
Yeah.
So our regular meeting on the 14th, Jess, is the regular board. of
Can't you have them
supervisors.
come then?
I can have them come, I can see if they can come in and do a presentation.
Do
I
it at
just
the
didn't know if you
regular
wanted
meeting.
if you wanted to have a meeting that long, cause that would make the meeting very long. If each one of them does 30 to 45 minute presentation, that's gonna be a very long meeting.
Tell them to do it 20 minutes each. They have 20 minutes.
So, what are your thoughts, Jess? What do you think about? To be honest with you,
Mondays and Tuesdays later, as late in the day as possible, are best case scenario for me, if possible.
okay,
But anything other than that, I'd have to just take vacation time to
okay,
accommodate.
okay. Diane, is that okay with you, Monday or Tuesday?
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, not in the afternoon next Tuesday. Okay, well, I will ask what they have available, and then I will send it to Michele to send it out, and you guys can decide which one you prefer.
Okay.
But, and again, we can always postpone it, I just kinda wanted to, since we have this lull until we can actually dig into an actual budget, I thought we'd just kinda fill that time to get our ducks in a row, and so we can do that. I'm just worried we're not gonna have a very large window to do budgets. So, and then, yeah, cause I don't know if you guys knew this, but I found out, that we have an overdue, bill for our Blue Shield payment. It was not paid in December. So, Terry's been tasked with making sure we're current on stuff.
Was there a late fee on that then?
I have no idea. So yeah, I have a feeling that's what she's gonna be looking at, focusing on first, making sure everything's current. Anyway,
Regarding scheduling, I have a proposition. I would like to move one of our public meetings to evening to try it out, to see if we can get a better response from public participation.
how did you wanna do that?
I'm open to that. I just
Would you
thought if
say
we took one of them, we just moved it to the evening time.
So stay Tuesday and just move it to the evening?
Mm-hmm.
So all our meetings are going to nights,
No,
just one a month.
I'd like to try one out of the two and just as a test to see if we do get, more response from the public.
So are you gonna pay these employees to come back at
Is
night?
this on the agenda?
It's not talking about it.
well,
It's
wait a
one.
second, but,
I thought we were talking about new business.
we're not making any, we can't make any decisions, but we can discuss it. I'm open to that. We would have to make sure though, to Diane's point, that in that meeting, we're not requiring employees to come, like, for instance, if we have, and you don't know this, but we do presentations from our roads, we do presentations from our EMS, and they usually do it during the day, you know?
So couldn't we save those for the daytime meeting and then?
Right, we just have to be a little bit more diligent on
Scheduling.
that. Because most of the time, those are really, unless Diane, you think of something else, those are the only times you really have input from employees.
These people, many people, when they work all day, they're not gonna come here to these meetings at night. They got ball games, get kids off to school.
Well,
and
they're
homework.
certainly not gonna come when we have these meetings during the day and they work.
And
So
that was
that's
a complaint-
inhibitive.
That was a complaint we got at our hearings, is that
Mhm.
you guys have these meetings and I can't come because I work.
Mhm.
These people that work here all day didn't sign up to work nights, and to work nights to accommodate us, it doesn't seem like a public servant thing to do.
Wait a
Well,
second,
I'm
wait,
trying
wait,
to
wait,
accommodate the public.
Wait a second, wait.
I don't know
don't
that I
understand.
think that accommodates the public. I mean, I'm not gonna drive here at night in like this kind of weather. I wouldn't come. I would go on, listen to it online. I'm not gonna drive here, and I don't think most people will.
So,
I don't think our staff signed up to work nights.
we're not asking staff to work nights.
Well, they'd have to come back to do reports. Are you gonna have the janitor come to make sure that door's locked? Cause it does not get locked, or somebody doesn't cut off their finger in it.
Well, okay, well, let's address each point individually. Jess said we could accommodate those employees that have two presentations, we'll make sure we do it during the one that's during the day. Okay. That will take a little bit of scheduling, but I think we can do it. The second, the door lock, Diane, every time we had a meeting with our comprehensive plan committee, I unlocked the door and I locked it back up. I have a key to this building, and if you guys don't have keys, I'm sure Chip can make you a copy of those buildings, so you don't have to worry about that. And regarding the cut finger, well, I don't know how to fix that part. But, I certainly don't expect employees to be here at night unless they really truly want to be, and we can certainly accommodate them for that. It was a very common complaint the last couple of years from the public that they cannot come to our meetings because they're during the day. and they would have to take their own time off to come. And that bothers me because we work for them, not the other way around. So, but you
I
make a
was
good
thinking we
point,
try
Diane.
it and see if we get a response. If nobody attends, then okay, but
But Diane did make a good point regarding the weather.
Well, and are you
So-
gonna pay them, or if they have to come back at night, are you gonna
I'm
pay them?
saying we don't ask them to come back at night. I'm saying we accommodate the schedule, we put it on the schedule during the day. Day meeting.
Cause what, if we do that, Diane, what other concerns you? Because the city council meets at night.
Yeah, I don't care, we're not the city.
I understand that, but they're elected officials, they meet at
I
night.
think
The school board meets at night.
This was made known that you guys wanted night meetings, so I think you'll just have to put it on the agenda and vote. Probably not too much snow pressure.
Well, it's something to think about, and certainly if there's reasons not to do that, I'm okay. I'm just trying to find a middle ground and see if, the public, this gives them the opportunity to put their money where their mouth is. They say they can't attend the meetings because they're during business hours. Well then, let's give them an opportunity to attend in the evening, and if they don't, then we move it back.
At the very minimum, I'm wondering if, especially during budget session, I'm wondering if we should have. Because, to be honest with you, Diane, that's where the most concern is, I think,
I
is
think-
that.
That could be really difficult. Budget meetings, you're gonna sit with the people and we're gonna cross through each line item.
No, well, I'm not saying work sessions, I'm saying our regular, normal board of supervisor meeting, where they can comment.
That's fine. I'm gonna vote no, but you're gonna outvote me, so I don't want night meetings, but that's fine.
Okay. So we can talk about
I
it
do
more, Jess, it does.
Yeah, we don't have to decide on this today.
We can't decide, it's not on the agenda, so.
So.
All right, do we have 2025 priorities?
So, the only response I got was the original bidder for the ordinance. I never got any responses from the other 11 entities. They didn't even have the courtesy to respond to the email thing. So, I did get an amended bid on the,
Yeah, you took out the lawyer.
they took out the lawyers, so it's back down to the 21,000. So that is our standing bid. I think at our next meeting, we should have an ordinance, we should have a resolution to approve them as, so Ryan can start moving forward with their ordinances.
All right, so you already touched on the ordinance review and updates, so.
Yeah.
All right, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Before we do that, given the last conversation, I would like to request a closed session with me and human resources. Be set at the meeting.
When do you want it to show?
It's more about your schedule. It could be after a regular schedule.
There are only certain things that we can do in closed session. I don't think scheduling is one of them.
No, it's about me as an employee.
Okay.
And
How
I
about the
cannot-
next
I mean,
regular meeting, Michele?
Could we do it after that?
Sure, so the next regular
After the
meeting?
14th?
Sure.
So like right after?
Yes, or because I know earlier doesn't work.
So how
Instead of
about,
8:30 in the morning, you want to do 11?
Jess, are you okay with that? On the 14th, 11? Okay.
11 with Michele, okay, and Rachel.
Mm-hmm.
All right. On the 14th, yes. We can do that.
Thank you. Now you can.
Alright, did we, but to your point, Diane, I just went to jump to ordinance review because that was the one thing under 2025 priorities. If we want to add something to 2025 priorities,
Oh, not right now, I don't have anything right now.
Jess,
Do you,
did you have
Jess?
anything? No.
Okay, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I hear a second.
Second,
All right, all in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned at 10:41, Michele.